Welcome back to Supers Live. Glad you could come back for the post race. A different type of a race out there tonight. It was a long one, 25 minutes, 14 seconds, and about 12 or 13, actually 16 extra laps run under caution tonight. But able to hold on and bring it home for the win, staving off all the competition at the end of the race and throughout every caution is Kyle Clark. Congratulations, Kyle. How's it feel to win the New England 50 here tonight at Thompson Speedway?
Bittersweet. I love winning the race, but I really was pulling for my teammate to get the win tonight. He spent a lot of time building this setup, and I kind of feel bad breaking the track record and then winning the race with his setup. So I can't thank Derek enough. He worked on it a lot. Came over last night for the basketball game. We worked on it together some more. I'm shocked that I won. I don't like starting on the pole. I'd rather be back in the pack. I know it sounds silly, but I was real nervous starting on the pole. And as the laps went, the first few laps, the car was just awful with full fuel load. And I was worried about, corner entry was just, it wanted to come around every single lap. It slowly got better, but it was never perfect. But, and then I said, Rob got by Chad. Chad spun, and Rob was all over me. Then we had a long green flag run, and I gapped Rob a little bit, but I could see Derek was all over Rob. I was really hoping Derek would get by him. We could finish 1-2. But two out of the three of us are on the podium, so that's good.
Oh, Kyle, a heck of a run there. When you guys split up front, split the lap car of Carl Becker, you and Chad Phelps, how nerve-wracking was that early in the race?
I didn't realize how much, not to put Carl down, but I didn't realize how much faster we were going than him. We came up on him so fast. I didn't know where Chad went. I think I just dove low, and I don't know how we made it through that. So we split him, and everyone kept going straight. I don't know how.
Well, you kept it going straight, and you kept it going straight to the victory lane here tonight at Thompson. Congratulations, Kyle, bringing that Coors Light Disturbed Motorsports machine home in first place for the first ever Supers race at Thompson.
Thanks, Bob.
Well, he tried to hold this guy off and accomplished it. Usually this guy's able to get around at the end on restarts. He's phenomenal all the time. Was able to work his way back into second after an early incident. Rocket Rob Warren. Rob, how big of an issue was that late race incident trying to get around the lap car that cost you for the field? Got no audio. Let's slide back now to third place finisher Derek Backus. Derek Backus, you heard your teammate say how much he wanted you to win this one. It would have been your first win of the season. How disappointed are you that you couldn't bring this home, the 61 home in first place tonight?
No, I'm not disappointed at all. I was happy with this car. This thing was unbelievable. I'm happy for Kyle. He's got no reason to feel bad. He ran a great race. That's what teammates are for. This thing just, man, the last 25 laps, just about flat foot this thing all the way around. I could not find a way around Rob. I got caught up behind lap cars a couple times. I dotted Carl once. It just seems like I was always trying to make up a gap to get back to Rob. And when I got him, I beat on him pretty good a couple times, he'll tell you. I just could not find a way around him. It's so fast, and you really have to have the perfect spot. I'm definitely happy. It was a great race. That was a lot of fun. Yeah, it's a little hairy coming up on the lap cars. I can't wait to watch the replay of that. Especially when you're going down the straightaway, your field of view. Sometimes you're only seeing a car ahead of you when you're up close to them, so you're not really sure what's happening ahead of them. So then, when everybody goes left or right, you're left with a split second to make a decision. That was a great race. It was a lot of fun. I'm happy.
Well, congratulations, Derek. A good run for you here tonight in the Disturbed Motorsports 61. Hey, let's see if we can get a word with second place finisher Rocket Rob Warren. Rob, do we got you? Are you on the mic?
Mic check.
Hey, there he is. Well, Rob, you heard Derek talk a little bit about, gave you a couple solid wraps there towards the end of the race to let you know he was there. But you had to have had some damage on that first to finish race service machine from getting up and over the top of the track and scrubbing the wall early. How much did that affect you, and how much did the late race traffic hurt you from or keep you from being able to get the win out there tonight?
I think the late race traffic affected everybody fairly equally. I don't think it had anything to do with me not being able to pass Kyle. First of all, congratulations, Kyle. New track record with a 16-0. Oh boy, have I got some work to do. And leading that race from the start, you got loose early. I'm like, well, I'll just go around him. I was going to be content to try and run second and see how long we could go. And you got really loose down on the bottom. I went around him, and then I just completely forgot to turn in turn 3. I didn't slow down enough to get the arc into turn 3 after going around him on the outside. Absolutely my fault. Absolute stupidity. Right side damage dropped back to 5th, 6th, 7th. I have no idea where I ended up. Finally getting out of the outside after being, such a foolish move on my part. But then coming back through was fun. I mean, the car was really good. I could not enter the corners like the Disturbed guys. Maybe that's because they're disturbed. But man, could they drive into the corner? I was, dragging the brake on corner entry, but I could pick up the throttle way earlier than they could and get that run off the corner, and I could watch the back of the 38 dance all over the place. Same thing that happened to Chad in the X car. He came off at turn 4, had a great run, but the back end was coming around real slow, and I'm like, oh, well, I'll take second. Thanks for the gimme. Because like Derek said, I had no way of knowing how I was going to get by. And trying to run Kyle and Derek and Chad as clean as possible because this track is so crazy. So, I got by Kyle a couple times. Beside, not by. I got beside Kyle a couple of times, and I backed out wicked early because I knew he could get that run into the corner, and I didn't want to be in the lane he was using when we got to the corner entry. So I did back out maybe 3 or 4 different times when maybe I could have pushed it. But at the same time, I've lost a lot of races by pushing it too hard. And I've lost a lot of podiums by pushing it too hard. So, congratulations to the Disturbed guys, first, third, and wherever Chad ended up. And as a local Disturbed person, we compare notes. They didn't give me any setups until they shared them with everybody. But we were comparing lap times last night and tonight, and I knew they were way faster than they were letting on.
Right. They were fast, all right, coming home in first and third, but Rocket Rob in for second here tonight, picking up some extra points there on the guy who's trying to chase him down. Keith Powell ends up way back in the pack there, but a good run for your winner, Kyle Clark, Rocket Rob second, and Derek Backus third. Hey, make sure, folks, that you come back next week because we have got a very special race on tap as we continue on in New England. It's the SUPRS All-Star Classic 200. modeled after the famed Star Classic 200 for real super modifieds. We're going to go 200 laps on that quarter mile, and only the fast 8 drivers make the show. The 8 drivers start that race. And if last year's race was any indication, with a bit different tire this year, things ought to be awfully exciting. So make sure you come back next week, Tuesday night, and 9 o'clock is the time that you want to pencil in. Actually, you should just write that in ink, because we want to see you here. If you're following us on Twitch right now or watching on Twitch, make sure you hit the follow button. We would love to have an extra follower or two there to help us with our Twitch affiliation. If you're enjoying the show on supers.net, on Supers Live, let us know how the show's going. How do you like the new layout? What do you feel we could do better? We're here to help. We want to entertain you. We want to bring you live super modified racing every week. And don't forget, folks, throughout the week, you want to follow us on all our social media accounts. Within 72 hours, this race will be up on our YouTube channel, youtube.com/Supers Online Racing. Follow us on Twitter. Racing season's getting started, and we'll be able to keep you posted. In fact, congratulations to Lance Jackson, your first super modified winner of the year. Picked up the win at Madera Speedway for the California Super Modified Association out there at Madera for the Pombo Sargent Classic. Congratulations, Lance. We've got real super modified racing news on the front page, talking about Dave Schulich Jr., who won at Thompson in the ISMA Super Modifieds this past fall, starting the season out right with ISMA at Monadnock Speedway. So we'll have more real super modified news coming at you via ISMA and all the other sanctions. In the meantime, I want to remind you also that you can make a donation to the Dion Parish Memorial Benevolent Fund for super modifieds. All proceeds go to help injured super modified racers, and since 2004 it's super modified racing for the right reasons here at Supers, as we help to raise money for injured drivers, not just for bragging rights, but certainly the guy who's got a lot to brag about tonight, Kyle Clark. Not that he'd ever do it, because he's one of the most humble guys you'll ever get to meet, as most of the guys in Supers are, but I'll tell you what, this guy did a great job out there tonight, picking up the win in the New England 50 here at Thompson International Speedway. So until next week for the Supers All-Star Classic 200, congratulations to your winner, Kyle Clark, second place, Rob Warren, third place, Derek Backus. I'm Bob Gang. We're reminding you to keep it wing side up and wheels to the ground. See you next week at Star.